have a very exciting book predictions video today. I don't know if you've heard of this book. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. It's called Twilight. Apparently it's really popular with the kids these days, or it was popular in like 2005. So I've heard legends. I've heard that it's amazing, and I've heard that it's completely the worst. So I have to find out for myself. I've never read this book. This is the first I'm seeing of it. If you haven't seen one of my predictions videos before, I'm going to tell you what I think this book is going to be like. Then after I've read it, I'm going to come back in a new video and it's going to be called like a review or something really normal like that. I would probably be doing this anyway if this book didn't have a table of contents, but it does, which is super helpful. So let me tell you what I know about Twilight. There's a girl named Bella. She's human, I think. There's a guy named Edward. He's a vampire and he sparkles. There is a werewolf named Taylor Lautner. To be honest, I know quite a few spoilers about this series just from living on the planet, so not everything is going to be a surprise to me, but I really do not know a lot about this book. But yeah, like I said, I have to read it for myself. You'll get a really honest opinion from me. Also, I've heard that there's like a new Twilight book and there's like a green apple on it, which is nice because there's a red apple on this one. Team Regina or Team Zelina? Just kidding, that's a different pin. Opening it now. Yes, Twilight, that is what it's called. Contents. Okay, chapter 1, first sight. This is definitely gonna be Bella, like looking across the school hallway to see Edward over there, and Edward's just gonna be like, I'm a vampire. I have really high hopes for the drama level of this book. Chapter 2, open book. Wait, open book. Ooh, that's a Captain Swan reference. Am I gonna start comparing Bella and Edward to Emma and Hook? Oh, there better not be some parallels. Chapter 3, phenomenon. That can mean anything. Perhaps that will get into like the science behind the vampires in these books. Ooh, I've just remembered something about the vampires in these books. Spoiler alert. I've heard that they can't die. In any other vampire world, there's always a way to kill them. But I've heard that you cannot kill the vampires in this book. That's kind of terrifying. Chapter 4, invitations. Would you like to come to my party, Bella? I'm throwing it in a graveyard. Oh, sure. Chapter 5, blood type. I don't even know my own blood type. I feel like that's probably a good thing to know about yourself. Maybe Edward and Bella feel the same way and now they're going to the doctors to find out their own blood types in case of an emergency. Chapter 6, scary stories. Twilight, a scary story. I feel like this is definitely going to be like Edward telling Bella about his past. Once there was a man and he terrorized villages. That man was me. Oh, that's so scary, but I sympathize with you. I've always wanted to date a supernatural being. Chapter 7, nightmare. This book is... No, I'm just kidding. Chapter 8, Port Angeles. Where is that? It's probably a place in the world. Perhaps in a different world, like a vampire world? Perhaps not. Chapter 9, theory. Maybe this chapter is the one where like you as the reader can kind of take a step back and take a look at what we know and then make some predictions of your own. So maybe it's a boring chapter and maybe Stephanie Meyer was just kind of like, I know you people. I was once a reader myself. She probably still is. This is for you, readers. Chapter 10, interrogations. Well, does that not speak for itself? Or am I missing something? Chapter 11, complications. Does that not speak for itself? Or am I missing something? Chapter 12, balancing. Does that not speak for itself? No, I'm just kidding. This is where Edward joins the circus and he is immediately assigned the tightrope act. Chapter 13, confessions. Does that not speak for itself? There will be some confessing. Aren't vampires like associated with churches? Maybe Edward is like acknowledging his past wrongs. Maybe Edward and Bella confess their love for each other. possible hate for each other. I don't know if they're gonna fall in love. Jacob's somewhere in the mix. Where's Jacob? 14, mind over matter. You know, I never truly understood what that phrase meant. Isn't that kind of like feeling over matter? Or is it like logic over feeling? Let's just say that things happen in this chapter. Chapter 15, the Cullens. Does Bella meet Edward's family? Does Edward even have a family? Unless he like refers to himself in the plural third person. Oh, if that was the case, I would understand why people thought this was a very strange book. Chapter 16, Carlisle? Oh boy. Carlisle? It's spelling on the screen before you. Tell me how you pronounce it. Carleslie? Okay, well, whoever this person is, it sounds like a she, and it sounds like she is getting in the middle of things. I have a feeling Bella's not a fan. Perhaps Edward is, and perhaps that is the problem. Or perhaps that's like Edward's mother or something, and I'm taking this way out of proportions. I have an update that cannot wait. It only occurred to me as I was like 10 chapters into this book that perhaps it could be pronounced Carlisle. Isle like an island? Duh. I was going to wait until my review to express this revelation, but I realized that it is much too embarrassing to wait. So there's that. I'm gonna continue on with my predictions now. Where is my eyeball? Chapter 17, the game. Which one? Game of life. Oh, too soon. Let's move on to chapter 18, the hunt. Vampires hunt people. This is about to get real deep. Perhaps chapter, which one is it? 17? The game is one side of Edward, where he's like, feeding off of people is a game. Why did I just give him a Russian accent? That wasn't even Russian, was it? It was probably Bulgarian. One side of him feels like being a vampire is a game. The other side feels like being a vampire is a curse, and I must hunt to survive. Chapter 19, goodbyes. Who is saying goodbye to? The person that you just killed, Edward? Not that I'm assuming things. Chapter 20, impatience. Is this the chapter where you're impatient for the book to end? I'm just kidding, I'm sorry, I'm making all these jokes. I mean, like, how can you not? It's Twilight. Chapter 21, the phone call. Or not the phone call, just phone call. So perhaps they're just talking about like modern technology and the concept of the phone call. I feel like that would definitely fit perfectly in this book, being what it is. Just a random conversation about phone calls and how we've advanced this far and how we used to use telegrams and messenger boys. Phone call. Chapter 22, hide and seek. Hide and seek is a popular children's game played throughout the generations. At the dawn of the world, when Adam and Eve were in the garden, they were playing hide and seek with God. It didn't end well for them or for any of us, but like I said, popular game, everyone loves to play it. Chapter 23, the angel. The only thing I could think of here is perhaps Bella or Edward. Where's Jacob in this? Is Jacob even in this book? Okay, let's invite Jacob into the story. Jacob is a fallen angel. Did hurt, thanks for asking. He lost his wings and was cursed into werewolf living. Maybe that's his backstory. Maybe he's finally being introduced into the book at this point. I hope it's before, but I'm sorry for not including you sooner, Jacob. 24, an impasse. If I've pronounced that right, I should be queen. Of course, I don't know what that means. We're gonna have to grab the dictionary. Here we go. I've never heard this phrase before. Oh, you don't pronounce the E at the end. How awkward of me. Impasse. Synonyms: deadlock, dead end, stalemate, standoff. Okay, I got you. You don't really have a choice in the matter. You're kind of just stuck. An impasse. Well, Jacob's here now. Maybe he's asked Bella to marry him, and maybe Edward has also asked Bella to marry him, and maybe Jacob can offer her money and security, and perhaps Edward can offer her a life of adventure, and maybe she wants both. In this situation, the advice that I would give to Bella is please find someone else. If you can't be satisfied with either of those two choices, there are a lot of other people in the world, human people, not vampires or werewolves, so there's still hope. I'm sure you're young, Bella. This is a YA novel. I can't imagine that you would be older than 17. I assume that we won't know her decision until the next book, which is New Moon. New Moon. Does she choose Jacob? That's my advice. And then the last thing that we have is an epilogue. The epilogue is called An Occasion. Maybe she's getting married. I'm looking forward to reading this just so that I can have my own opinion. I'll get to it as soon as I can, but I've been borrowing this from the library for a month and I have to return it, so it could be a little while. So that has been my Twilight book prediction. I hope you enjoyed. If you've read the book, tell me whether or not you liked it. So, thank you for watching, and I hope this video did something for your lives. You'll see me next time. I can't see you because I'm talking to a camera, and it doesn't work that way. Goodbye. Thank you for watching again. I already said I hope this did something for your lives, so yeah.